little dark in this garage, and I do apologize for that, so maybe someday I'll get some new lights, but today, finally, I'm changing the entire brake system of my F80 M3. Now, when I bought this car, I was promised that it had new brake pads, which I had looked and I was like, I didn't really think it did. I definitely know that they are not brand new. What we have to do, obviously, is go through the whole brake process. Lift the car up, do the wheels, take them off, and then take everything off, clean it. You've probably seen F80 chassis, brake pads and brake system changed all the time, so I'm not gonna go super far in depth with this video, but I just wanna see and record like how bad the last owner really left this car for me. So I'm hoping that I can at least get the front done today. Maybe all four if I'm really that lucky, but yeah, it's God. Whoa! That would hurt. I want to point this out to literally everybody. This is what a daily driven M3 looks like. All this brake dust, that's daily driven. Just like any F chassis BMW, changing the brakes is as simple as knocking out 2 pins, removing the brake pads, and then also the spring that loads the brake pads and keeps them safely in there. Okay, this is probably not the best idea, but I decided to put 99.9% isopropyl alcohol in, and I'm just letting these things soak. It's probably not the smartest idea, but honestly, I don't really have much of a choice. These things literally are so caked in here. So this just goes to show how badly these brake pads and brake rotors need to be changed. Wow. There is nothing there. Now, releasing the 19mm bolts held on the caliper to the wheel hub were probably the most tricky to get off because of how much rust and soot was actually sitting on there. Granted, I don't think anything's been cleaned back here since the day of dawn. Alright, that's the caliper off. Now on the F80 and any F chassis, let alone any BMW, there's going to be set holding screws that attach or let you hold the rotor on for an easier installation. Well, turns out these were rusted through and I got literally every single one of them stripped. Just understand that I did this all off camera and it was a pain in the butt. Now luckily I was able to get the rotors off. I cleaned the rust off with a wire brush and then now I'm applying anti-seize lubricant around the wheel hub. Bad news, we're on another halt. So, it's not about the caliper, it's not about the brake pads, it's not, well actually it is about the rotor. So the rotor, if you guys remember this a couple minutes back, those little screws there, well these hold on the rotor to the wheel hub, which is on there. So anti-seize is already on there, great. But the problem is that they didn't come with new screws. So, I literally can't put these rotors on right now. Yep, you heard that right. How does a kit not come with new screws? Boys, we have some great news. Okay, so I was very pessimistic about this one because I didn't think that it would work. However, it looks like I may have found a solution without waiting so long, so this car is not going to be down. AutoZone. These are for the front. Now, the front of an F8X chassis rotor has 2 set screws for the rotor, which are an M8 by 12mm. Now the rear has 2, but they're an M8 by 14mm with a very flat-headed washer. Big difference. So, for those of you who have an F30 or an F3X chassis, it is only 1, and they're the 14mm. Anyways, I thought I'd have to wait 3 days, but looks like I may not. So we're good. Now, you don't need these holding screws because essentially their only purpose is to make the installation on a rotor to the wheel hub a lot easier. Granted, I don't like to half-ass things and I like all screws to be placed where they should be and actually be able to drive the car without having a worry. Granted, you have to understand that that rotor is going to be tight on there with 140 Newton meters torqued with lug bolts from the wheel. So either way, it's not going to go anywhere, but you don't need the set hold screws for the rotor. This part here is about to be real interesting. This is where we're torquing the 2 bolts that are behind the caliper to 81 foot-pounds of torque. Now this is only the front because the rear is 65. This is so hard. We don't have a lift. Come on. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy shit. There we go. Holy. So now that the rotor is on, set screws are in and torqued, and now the caliper is actually on the rotor with these screws screwed in and torqued. It's time to put the brake pads, brake sensor, and the little brake pad spring in. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that is a full new brake set that actually has some good brake pads to them. But now that the brakes are done, obviously I have to put in the new brake sensor, which is super simple. You just plug and play that guy, but the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna do that set off camera. Those are at a different time because I do have to meet and it's already 10 o'clock right now, so it's gonna suck. Boys, it only took a couple hours, but these are the new brakes, bro. They are fresh. Everything looks stupidly amazing, even though you can't see this one because it's so dark, but we do have to go try these out. I think I will be keeping at least like one or two of these, maybe just the fronts or something, as like a souvenir type of thing, because those are the OEM ones that had the M logo on it. These are upgraded power stop Evolution brakes. So firstly, the car. Look at that massive headache, dude. Alright. So I don't know how well this is actually going to work out because I don't really have an area to do this in, but essentially I have to do 5 aggressive stops. So basically 40 to 10 miles an hour, and then I have to do a 35 to 5 miles an hour, so it's a moderate stop, and then let it cool for 5 minutes. So I don't know how this is really gonna go. Okay, so here goes nothing. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but we're gonna try it. Alright. So 40. One. Okay, so truthfully, this is the really boring part, but this is how you literally, no pun intended, break in the brakes, so that way the temperature and the friction can not allow uneven warping for the rotors. So it's really boring, but it has to happen so that way these things don't go to waste. Good news is they're all nice and brakey looking now, not that coating, so that's good, and it'll keep on wearing down as time goes on, but that looks good. Unfortunately, even though there is a meet tomorrow, which won't be in this video here, I didn't get the wheels clean, but honestly, dude, I just couldn't do it, bro. It was bad enough changing these front brakes, which really needed it bad. I still have to do the rear, obviously. So we'll just flip to when the rear is actually set and ready to go. Now, in the beginning of the video, I had said that the holding screws were not included in the kit. Well, one thing that I made as a rookie mistake was not checking what the entire order looked like, because sometimes they do screw up, nobody's perfect, but as I'm taking off everything of the rear, the holding screws, the rotor, and the caliper, I didn't check to see how the rears were. But I was already so committed to take off the holding screws, the rotor, and go ahead and put the anti-seize lubricant on. And then this is where tragedy happened. I just spotted something I don't love. Those are the rears, so they're not drilled or slotted, they're just plain, but the fronts are drilled. Obviously, I guess it makes sense for cooling purposes, but yeah, so I got sent the wrong rears. However, I did make the smart play and take the spacer off. I didn't put the pads on or anything, so basically the most important stuff is still on and not torqued or anything, obviously, because I'd be dumb if I did. After waiting more than a month, this is unfortunately the rotor that was supposed to go on, and I was supposed to get another one. Bad things happened, which is why there's literally 3 different sets back here. So the idea is, and I hope this works, because I've never had rotors completely different. So one's a coated and one's like a carbon composites. I don't know if they're gonna completely different. They're gonna have the same brake pads. So I assume brake pads, I mean, they could be the same no matter what. But these are the new ones. So they are drilled as well, but as you can see, there is a slight difference in them, especially over in this section. So I think it should be all right. So we're back at it again, 1 whole month later, and finally I'm able to replace the rear brake pads and rotors. But holy, what an incredible difference. Well, I'm really having trouble with this passenger side here, mainly because of the bolts on the back side, so I had to raise the car up, but, boy, that is not good. So, I think when we definitely get a lot more money coming in, probably put some coilovers on this baby. It's weird because these look like OEM springs and not aftermarket, which is a little scary because the car is lowered. But there's definitely H&R springs up there. So I had to get the braking period for the brakes, which isn't a matter of like you go a certain amount of miles. It's actually just you going from like 40 to 0, 60 to 0, and like 15 to 0. So those, I think, are broken in and they're correctly temperature gauged, I guess you could say, because the faster you go, harder you brake, more friction, meaning more heat. I think we're solid though. And honestly, I wouldn't really say there's a noticeable difference between beforehand and now. I might need to bleed the brakes at some point, but let's go for like a little test drive here. I'll just do a really hard brake test on camera. So we're going 30, 40, solid brake. You can tell it's a little bit better. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I really can't. That's why I might need to bleed the brakes a little bit, but anyways, thanks for watching this video. I appreciate you guys if you stayed all the way till the end. Can't believe I waited so long just for all this stuff to come in. And yeah, well, now the F80's got new brakes, so now we need new coilovers or just struts, and then body work and carbon fiber roof to actually get fixed.